I'm Paige Reckman. I'm a licensed psychotherapist with a private practice in Brooklyn, New York. And today I'm going to be talking about my 3 favorite books that I use in my practice with my clients, but have also helped me in my own life to notice some of my negative thought patterns and actually change them. So the first book that I'm going to go over today is called The Anxiety and Phobia Workbook. So this book is incredibly comprehensive, and I know it looks almost like a textbook. However, the content is very easily digestible, and it covers everything about anxiety, from panic attacks to developing assertiveness skills, even to medication. You do not have to have a phobia to gain plenty of value from having this book in your repertoire. And if you do have a phobia, this book is going to help you to better understand what's happening and hopefully give you some helpful tools to cope better with that phobia. One of my favorite chapters that I give to almost every single client that I work with is all about self-talk and learning how to decipher what kind of negative self-talk you're engaging in so that you can start to separate yourself from it. I'm hoping to create a video all about self-talk very soon, so if you're interested in learning more, definitely subscribe to my channel. And if I've already created it, then you'll probably see a link either here or here. I'm never quite sure which side it's on when I'm filming, but you'll see it and check it out. Another one of my favorite chapters in this book is all about dealing with feelings. Many people who experience anxiety often never learned how to process their emotions. It can feel very uncomfortable. And so what ends up happening is those emotions get stored or kind of stuck in our bodies. This book helps you understand how to feel your feelings and move through them so that they don't get stuck and you don't feel as anxious anymore. If dealing with feelings is something that you struggle with, I'm going to post my feelings guide below. You can download it for free, check it out, and if you do, let me know what you think if you found it helpful. Okay, next up we have another workbook called the Self-Esteem Workbook. So I happen to be a big fan of workbooks because I think that they're very interactive and they provide exercises and writing prompts to help you integrate the content into your own life. I really think that self-esteem is often at the core of many of our mental health struggles. And if you think that might be the case going on with you, or even if you're not sure, check out my video on 5 tips to build positive self-esteem. So what I love so much about this book is that at the beginning, it has a self-esteem checkup with a bunch of statements that you can apply to yourself and rate how you feel about them from 0 to 10. And the goal is that hopefully once you work through some of the chapters in this book, those numbers will go up and you'll start to feel better about yourself. This book isn't just easy to read. Some of the concepts that are included in it are literally life-changing. It talks about unconditional human worth, self-compassion, body awareness, body appreciation. So if you're ever feeling down about yourself, having this book in your toolbox is going to help you take some action steps to improve the way you feel about who you are. Okay, last but not least, we have The Happiness Trap. And this is like a 2-for-1 because there's a companion comic book. Both are excellent. I'm going to talk about the book first. So The Happiness Trap, both of them are basically about ACT. ACT stands for Acceptance Commitment Therapy, which is a type of cognitive behavioral therapy that has been proven to really help people in therapy and also happens to be my favorite form of CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. So to give you a quick rundown, the happiness trap is referring to this idea that many of us humans have, that happiness is supposed to be our baseline. That if we're not happy, if we're feeling sad or anxious or angry, if we're feeling any kind of unpleasant emotion, that something must be wrong with us. And so what many humans do is we tend to push those feelings down, not think about them. What ends up happening is those feelings fester and can create really big problems in our lives. So the idea of this book is, instead of to push those feelings down or even let them overcome your life, is to learn to live with those feelings, to allow them to exist and do so in a mindful way. Something that this book does that I think is really helpful is it addresses any doubts or concerns that you might have about the techniques. There's a whole chapter on troubleshooting diffusion. So really quickly, diffusion is this idea that you can separate yourself from your thoughts. So when you're starting to have an anxious spiral, instead of getting stuck in it and feeling like all of your thoughts are true and everything that you're saying to yourself is a fact, diffusion is a technique where you can acknowledge the thoughts that you're having and acknowledge the feelings that you're having and separate yourself from them so you can observe them more neutrally. So you're not just going to get tools and techniques to help you cope with some of the mental health struggles you may be going through, you're also going to get information on how to thrive in your life. And this part is all about values. I truly believe that when you know what your values are and you can align your life with those values, you can live a very fulfilling life. And so if you aren't sure what your values are, definitely check out my values worksheet, which I'm also going to post down below. So really quickly, I kind of included a bonus book, which is really just the happiness trap, but a comic book version. I almost feel like every book should come in a comic book form because not all of us like to read. We all have different learning styles. And so this book basically gives you all of the concepts from this book, but with little cartoons. You can literally open it up to any page and get some kind of useful nugget to help you cope with whatever it is you're going through. So what I love so much about the comic book version is not only that it uses visuals. I think so many of us can learn things more quickly if there's a visual there. I know I myself am like that. But it's also kind of funny and silly. Some of the exercises make you laugh, some of the pictures are just like humorous, and I think we can all use a bit of comic relief every now and then. So I wish I could recommend just one book for you. It really depends on what you're experiencing and what it is that you want to work on. All of these books are excellent. I think many of us can benefit from having them on our bookshelves. But if you decide to get one, I'm going to link them all below. If you have any additional questions about them, feel free to leave a comment. And if you'd like more mental health content, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. Have a good day. Bye. Hi. You're distracting me from making my video.